We are getting our first look at another book President Trump probably won't be reading. Full disclosure includes details about the alleged affair between Donald Trump and porn star Stormy Daniels. CNN has obtained a copy of her new tell-all book, and if you have children around, you might want to get them out of the room at this point. Here's our report from Sarah Seidner.
In her tell-all book, Stormy Daniels writes that her first sighting of Donald Trump in 2006 in his hotel suite in Lake Tahoe was shocking. Trump came swooping in wearing black silk pajamas and slippers, she writes. "What are you doing?" I yelled. "Go put some effing clothes on." She writes that he changed and they both joked about his hair. I pointed to his hair. "What's going on with this?" "I know," he said with a smile. "It's ridiculous." She says the two talked about family. "What would your wife think of you being here with me?" Stormy writes. "Oh, don't worry about that," he said. "It's not a big deal. And anyway, we have separate bedrooms." She writes Trump then brought out a picture of Melania holding their son Barron, who was just 4 months old at the time. And when Daniels came out of the bathroom, she claims Trump was lying on the bed in his underwear. They had sex. She then describes his genitalia in great detail. "His penis is distinctive in a certain way," she writes. Proof, her attorney Michael Avenatti says. She is tired of being called a liar by Trump's people. Daniels says the night after her sexual encounter with Trump, he invited her to a club. She showed up to find Trump and NFL Super Bowl champion Ben Roethlisberger talking. She writes Trump eventually suggested Roethlisberger walk her to her hotel room. At the door, Daniels writes, Roethlisberger asked her a question while pushing lightly on her door. "How about a goodnight kiss?" "I was terrified," she writes. "I am rarely terrified." He stood outside, not leaving. Every now and again, he'd knock, wrapping his knuckles in a line low along the door. "Come on," he repeated in a sing-song voice. "I won't tell." He eventually left. CNN reached out to Roethlisberger for comment. We have not heard back. But in January, after a few of the details came out in In Touch magazine, Roethlisberger's agent said Roethlisberger was aware of it, but had no intention of addressing the story. President Trump has never spoken her name in public nor admitted to any sexual tryst, but his spokespeople and attorneys have denied it ever happened again and again. Trump and Daniels allegedly met months later at the Beverly Hills Hotel. She reveals while in his room as the two were watching TV, Hillary Clinton called. Clinton was vying for the Democratic presidential nomination against Barack Obama. When he hung up, he was effusive about Hillary. "I love her," he said. "She is so smart," Daniel writes. Fast forward almost a decade to the Trump and Clinton campaigns, and you'd never know it.
Lying, crooked Hillary. Love to say, because she is a liar.
Daniels also reveals she was raped as a child. She writes it happened repeatedly by a man who lived next door to one of her friends. "I was 9. I was a child, and then I wasn't," she writes. "He was raping Vanessa, so I put myself between them, continually offering myself up so he would leave her alone." Daniels says a school counselor called her a liar when she revealed the rape. And that's just one of the disturbing details she recounts in her young life. One of the themes that is throughout the book is Stormy Daniels hates being called a liar, and that explains why she went into such detail about President Trump. Her book comes out on October 2nd. Sarah Seidner, CNN, Los Angeles.